There are keys hidden in plain sight, waiting for those who are ready to use them. The universe does not operate by chance or luck, it answers the commands of faith-filled words. Every door of wealth, every stream of opportunity, every channel of abundance stands before you, yet it is your spoken word that determines whether they remain closed or swing wide open. 3 words, simple, yet charged with divine authority, can open infinite money doors. What are these words? They are not complicated formulas, nor do they belong only to the learned. They are the words born of belief, carried by expectation, and released with unwavering confidence. I am wealthy. When you say these words, not as a whisper of wishful thinking, but as a declaration of truth, you align yourself with the eternal source of supply. The universe takes notice. Invisible forces move, channels clear, doors that once seemed locked begin to shift on their hinges. Most people speak words of lack, and so they live in lack. They say, I can't afford this. Money is hard to come by. Or, I'll never get ahead. With those phrases, they unknowingly bolt the very doors they long to open. But when you speak, I am wealthy, you are not lying, you are prophesying. You are calling forth the unseen riches that already exist in the realm of spirit, waiting to be claimed. Think of the soil, it does not argue with the seed you plant. If you plant wheat, it brings forth wheat. If you plant thorns, it brings forth thorns. So it is with your words. Every word is a seed, and your life is the harvest. Speak, I am wealthy, and you sow seeds of gold, streams of provision, ideas that magnetize prosperity. These 3 words are not just affirmation. They are an opening. They command doors to recognize you. They summon opportunities that once overlooked you. They draw helpers, favor, clients, contracts, ideas, and solutions. Wealth is not always a coin in the hand first. It begins as a vibration, an inner knowing that money is drawn to you because you are aligned with supply. There are infinite doors, but most people stand before them with the wrong keys. They beg, they fear, they doubt, and the doors remain closed. Yet the soul that dares to speak with authority, I am wealthy, finds keys in their hand and locks turning with ease. When you say, I am wealthy, let your imagination rise to meet your words. See yourself walking through the open doors. See yourself paying bills with ease, giving freely, investing wisely, living joyfully. Let your emotions feel the relief, the gratitude, the joy. That feeling is a magnet. It multiplies the power of your words. Money is not your master. It is your servant. It is waiting for command. But it will not serve those who curse it, fear it, or belittle it. It hastens to the one who honors it as a divine instrument, who calls it by name with confidence. Each time you say, I am wealthy, you give money its rightful instruction, to find you, to flow to you, to work for you. Do not say it once and then cancel it with doubt. Say it daily, steadily, joyfully. Speak it in the morning before you rise. Speak it at night before you sleep. Speak it when bills arrive, when opportunities arise, when fear knocks. Let no contrary word leave your lips. Guard your speech, for it is the steering wheel of your destiny. Soon you will see evidence. First in little ways, then in great. A gift here, an opportunity there, an unexpected breakthrough. Do not call them coincidences, call them confirmations. Each one is a door swinging open to prove the truth of your spoken word. So today, I leave you with the key that never fails. Use it boldly, use it faithfully, use it joyfully. Stand before every door of wealth and say with unwavering faith, you said, expended in 1,500 words without heading. Words are seeds, ChatGPT said. Alright, here's the 1,500 word expansion of the keynote. Words are seeds. In the same uplifting, flowing style, words are seeds. Every time your lips open and sound leaves your tongue, you plant something. And what you plant does not disappear into the air. It goes into the invisible soil of the universe, and there it begins to take root. The power of life and manifestation has always been in the word. Nothing is wasted. Every phrase, every declaration, every complaint, and every blessing carries creative force. If you look at your life today, you are seeing the harvest of yesterday's words. This truth is not complicated, it is simple and profound. Just as the earth never argues with the farmer, the universe never argues with your speech. If a farmer sows wheat, the soil does not return corn. If he sows roses, he does not reap thorns. Whatever is planted must return in kind. The ground is neutral. It has no judgment, no preference, no bias. Its only duty is to reproduce what was sown, and so it is with your words. If you sow words of wealth, you will reap wealth. If you sow words of lack, you will reap lack. The soil of life does not decide what is good or bad. It simply multiplies what you give it. Many people misunderstand this law and live in ignorance of their own creative power. They complain about not having enough. They say over and over that life is hard, that money never comes, that opportunities pass them by. They do not realize that with every such sentence they are scattering seeds of poverty into fertile ground. Soon, those seeds sprout into conditions that mirror the words spoken. Then they ask, why is my life like this? But the answer was always on their own tongue. If you desire to change your harvest, you must first change your seed. If you want a field of plenty, you must stop scattering words of emptiness. It begins with a decision to become conscious of the language you use. Instead of saying, I can't afford this, you say, I am wealthy, and supply comes easily. Instead of saying, money is hard to earn, you say, money flows to me like a river, unending and abundant. Instead of saying, I never get lucky, you say, opportunities are drawn to me, and doors open before me. Every new word spoken is a fresh seed, and soon the garden of your life will reflect the difference. Think for a moment of the patience of a farmer. He does not plant in the morning and demand a full harvest by nightfall. He knows the process of growth is invisible before it becomes visible. He knows that the seed is sprouting underground, quietly, steadily, even though nothing appears on the surface at first. So it is with your words. You may not see immediate evidence the moment you speak, I am wealthy. But beneath the surface, in the unseen, forces are already moving, circumstances are aligning, people are being placed in your path, doors are being prepared to open. The invisible must take form before the visible manifests. This is why consistency is vital. Too many people cancel their own harvest by digging up the soil with doubt. They say, I am wealthy, in the morning, but by afternoon they mutter, I'll never make it. That is like planting wheat and then scattering weeds on top. What will grow? A mixed field confused and overrun. The soil of life does not discriminate, it gives you back both, for it only knows to multiply. But the wise soul guards his speech as carefully as a farmer guards his seed bag. He sows deliberately, he sows consistently, and he sows with expectation. Your words not only shape your finances, they shape your relationships, your health, your opportunities, your entire destiny. If you want harmony in your home, you sow words of peace. If you want vitality in your body, you sow words of strength. If you want prosperity in your career, you sow words of success. Nothing stands outside this law. To ignore it is to live in confusion. To use it consciously is to live in mastery. The most powerful seeds are spoken with emotion. A seed dropped into dry soil may linger and even die, but a seed watered and nourished springs up quickly. When you declare, I am wealthy, do not speak it as though repeating a lifeless phrase. Speak it with conviction, with joy, with imagination alive. Feel what it means to be wealthy. See yourself walking into stores without fear of the price tag. See yourself writing checks with ease, giving gifts with joy, living in freedom. Feel the gratitude of abundance already yours. That emotion is water to your seed. It accelerates the harvest. Do not be surprised when unusual channels open. Remember, the universe has endless ways to fulfill your spoken word. You may receive unexpected money, yes, but wealth may also arrive as an idea, a connection, a solution, a promotion, or an opportunity you had not even considered. Do not say, but that's not money. Recognize it as the sprout of the seed you planted. Be faithful with it, and it will multiply. Every oak begins as a small acorn. Every fortune begins as a small idea. The form does not matter at first. What matters is that your words set the process in motion. Guard against idle talk, for careless words are seeds too. Many sabotage themselves by treating speech lightly, saying, I was only joking, or I didn't mean it. But the soil of life does not distinguish between serious words and playful words. It simply brings forth what it receives. Choose your speech as carefully as a gardener chooses his seed. Would a farmer throw weeds into his field for amusement? Then why should you throw careless words into your future? If you want to accelerate your harvest, couple your words with gratitude. Gratitude is the sunshine that strengthens the soil. Each time you say, I am wealthy, add, thank you that it is so. Gratitude proves faith. It shows that you believe the seed has already taken root, that you do not need to see it to trust it. This attracts more of the same, multiplying your harvest. A grateful tongue always reaps quickly. There is no limit to what can be produced by words. You may say, but others have spoken wealth and still struggle. Yes, because they planted one day and uprooted the next. Or because they sowed weeds alongside their good seeds. Or because they did not water with feeling, faith, and gratitude. The law never fails. It is impartial, unbreakable, and eternal. If you sow faithfully, you will reap abundantly. Remember also that words spoken for others are seeds too. When you bless another, you plant a seed in your own field. When you declare, may abundance flow to you, you invite abundance to flow to yourself. Words of generosity multiply as surely as words of fear diminish. What you speak into the life of another cannot help but return to your own. The farmer who shares seed does not end with less. He ends with more. For the soil multiplies not only what he planted for himself but also what he gave. Begin today. Empty your lips of every phrase of lack, fear, and complaint. Fill your mouth with the language of wealth, joy, faith, and gratitude. Let, I am wealthy, become your song, your declaration, your constant seed. Watch as your inner world shifts, then your outer world follows. For words are not air, they are substance. They are not noise, they are power. And when spoken with faith, they become doors opening, streams flowing, and wealth appearing. So I say again, words are seeds. Every word you speak is planting something in your future. What kind of garden do you want to walk through tomorrow? The choice is in your mouth today. Sow wisely, sow faithfully, and you will reap a harvest of wealth beyond your imagination. I am wealthy. 3 words, simple yet powerful, carry the weight of creation itself. These words are not mere sounds that pass the lips, they are vibrations that echo into the unseen, commanding doors to open, paths to clear, and supply to flow. When one says, I am wealthy, with conviction, the invisible responds, and the visible rearranges itself to match the declaration. So many live as beggars before the banquet of life, not realizing that the feast is already prepared for them. They peer through closed doors, wishing, hoping, praying, but never daring to speak as though they already possess the abundance that awaits them. And yet, the secret has always been at hand. The divine has placed the key not in some far-off land, nor in the hands of the elite, but on the very tongue of each soul. That key is the spoken word, and the phrase, I am wealthy, turns the locks of infinite money doors. To declare I am wealthy is to do more than speak, it is to align. It is to step into the river of supply that has never ceased flowing. Wealth is not something that comes from outside first, it is born within, in consciousness, in the unseen imagination, in the unwavering faith that refuses to bow to appearances. The world may present scarcity, lack, or limitation, but the one who knows the divine key says, I am wealthy, and walks through life with assurance that provision is already theirs. Consider how many contradict their own prosperity without even realizing it. They say, money is scarce. I can't afford that. Times are hard. And so, by their words they fasten shut the very doors they long to open. Life listens to every utterance, and the law of the spoken word never sleeps. If you plant seeds of lack, lack is your harvest. If you plant seeds of wealth, wealth springs forth in due season. The soil never argues. It gives back only what it is given. When you say, I am wealthy, you are not pretending. You are not deceiving yourself. You are calling into the present what already exists in the realm of spirit. Wealth, in its truest form, is not confined to coins, notes, or numbers in an account. Wealth is an energy of vibration, a field of unlimited possibility. It is ideas, connections, favor, opportunities, and inspiration. It is the power to create, to give, to enjoy, to expand. And when you align with it in your words, it must align with you in your life. The key is not the sound alone but the belief behind the sound. To utter, I am wealthy, in doubt is like planting a seed and digging it up each day to see if it has sprouted. The soil of the universe cannot produce under such conditions. But when you declare it with faith, with expectancy, with unwavering trust that what you say carries authority, then you allow the harvest to ripen unhindered. Think of a locked house filled with treasures. Outside stands one with 1,000 desires but no key. They may beg, cry, plead, even pound at the door, but nothing moves. Then comes another with a simple key. Without struggle, without noise, they insert it into the lock, turn it once, and the door swings wide. Such is the power of I am wealthy. It is not struggle, not striving, not endless effort. It is the key that makes what seemed impossible suddenly natural. Money is not meant to be chased, it is meant to be commanded. It does not belong to the realm of fear, but to the realm of faith. Those who run after it with anxiety often find it slipping further away. But those who stand still in the confidence of their divine inheritance, declaring, I am wealthy, draw it as a magnet draws iron. The declaration summons the channels. A business idea, a connection, a promotion, a solution, an inspired action. The form may vary, but the substance is the same, wealth answering to its name. Let the phrase become part of your daily rhythm. Say it when you wake, before the day has written its story. Say it when you face the challenges of bills, responsibilities, or uncertainty. Say it when fear whispers otherwise. Each repetition writes it deeper into the fabric of your being. Each repetition erases the old scripts of lack and replaces them with the truth of abundance. And let it not be said with mere lips but with imagination. When you declare, I am wealthy, see yourself walking freely, paying every obligation with ease, giving generously, enjoying life's comforts without guilt. Feel the relief, the joy, the freedom. The mind does not argue with what it feels, it accepts it as fact. That emotional conviction multiplies the power of your words, turning them into commands the universe must obey. It may begin small, an unexpected gift, a favorable shift, a new idea. But do not despise the little doors. Each one is a sign that your key is working, that the doors are swinging open. Rejoice in them, bless them, and more will follow. The more you affirm, I am wealthy, the more doors you find before you, and the more keys you discover in your hand. Remember always, money is not your master, it is your servant. It was designed to serve you, to flow through you, to fulfill its purpose as a tool. But like any servant, it responds best to clear instruction. If you curse it, fear it, or belittle it, it withdraws. If you honor it, expect it, and call it confidently with, I am wealthy, it hastens to obey. There will be times when appearances seem to contradict your declaration. You may look at your account, your debts, your circumstances, and feel the temptation to say, this isn't working. But appearances are shadows, and words are power. The shadows may loom large, but they cannot withstand the steady light of truth. Keep speaking, keep affirming, keep using the key. The lock cannot resist forever. Many lives have turned with this key. A struggling worker finds a new opportunity. A business owner sees clients multiply. A family once weighed down by debt breathes freely again. Each story begins the same way, with the decision to replace words of lack with words of wealth, to declare the truth of supply even when the evidence was absent. So stand before every door of need, every challenge, every desire, and speak the words that turn the lock. Say it when you are alone. Say it in faith when others doubt. Say it until your mind accepts it as fact, until your heart sings with assurance, until your life shines with the evidence. I am wealthy is not a dream, it is a decree. It is not an illusion, it is a key. And those who dare to use it discover that the universe has been waiting all along to honor their word. Infinite money doors stand ready before you. All that is required is the courage to speak, the faith to believe, and the persistence to continue until the unseen becomes seen. Take the key in your hand, place it on your tongue. Use it boldly, use it joyfully, use it daily. And as surely as night turns to morning, you will see the doors open, the channels flow, the opportunities multiply. Say it now with faith, with expectation, with certainty. I am wealthy. And watch as infinite money doors open before you. Wealth begins in consciousness. It does not begin in the bank account, the job title, or the inheritance that may or may not come. It begins in the unseen place within, the mind, the heart, the invisible realm of belief. Every outward expression of prosperity first took root as an inner conviction. The riches of the outer world are only shadows of the riches carried inside. Look around you. Every building, every invention, every fortune, every stream of money began in someone's imagination before it took form. A skyscraper did not simply rise from the ground, it was first drawn on the canvas of thought. A business empire did not materialize by accident, it was first spoken into life by words of confidence. A treasure chest of wealth does not find its way to a man or woman who believes in poverty, for no amount of effort can outwork the limitations of inner belief. The consciousness of lack will always sabotage even the greatest opportunities, while the consciousness of abundance turns even the smallest chance into a miracle of growth. This is why the words, I am wealthy, are not idle or shallow. They are a declaration of consciousness. When spoken with faith, they rewire the inner state to align with divine supply. The moment you claim wealth in consciousness, you plant a seed in the soil of the universe that cannot return void. It may not appear instantly in dollars or coins, but it begins to draw ideas, relationships, solutions, and circumstances that match the vibration of wealth. Most people wait to see money before they call themselves wealthy. They check their wallets, their bank statements, their pockets, and from that evidence they declare their condition. If it is empty, they call themselves broke. If it is little, they call themselves poor. But wealth does not begin in the purse, it begins in the mind. To wait for proof before you believe is to live in the shadow instead of the substance. Consciousness is the substance, money is the shadow. The shadow cannot move unless the substance moves first. Think of a mirror. You cannot change the reflection by wiping the glass. You must change the face before the mirror. Life reflects back to you the consciousness you hold. If your inner voice repeats, I never have enough, life will echo back lack. If your inner voice declares, I am wealthy, life will mirror back prosperity in surprising ways. The universe does not resist you, it only reflects you. To say, I am wealthy, is not pretending, it is remembering your true state. Wealth belongs to you by divine right. You were not created for poverty, for struggle, for endless debt. You were created to live in harmony with abundance, to express generosity, to move with freedom, to walk without fear of tomorrow. But you must claim it within before it can be revealed without. The rich man without consciousness of wealth soon loses his fortune, for money cannot remain where fear and doubt reign. The poor man who awakens wealth within begins to see opportunities where others see none, and in time, his outer world bends to the inner command. Consciousness is the magnet, money is the metal. The stronger the magnet, the faster the metal flies toward it. Let us test this truth. Take a moment and say aloud, I am wealthy. Do not whisper it with hesitation, but speak it as if the walls must hear, as if heaven itself must record your decree. Feel what happens inside. At first, the mind may argue. It may say, no, look at your bills, look at your debt, look at your job. That is the voice of appearance, not of truth. Appearances are shadows. They are temporary and powerless without your agreement. Do not give them authority. When doubt rises, speak again, I am wealthy. Each time you speak it, the roots of truth grow deeper, and the weeds of doubt lose their grip. Consciousness of wealth is not arrogance. It is not greed. It is not selfishness. True wealth is expansive, it blesses not only you but all who come near you. When you walk in wealth consciousness, you become a fountain instead of a drain. You give freely, you bless others, you circulate money without fear, and in doing so, you prove that supply is infinite. Lack contracts the soul and closes the hand. Wealth expands the soul and opens the hand wide. That expansion begins in consciousness. Consider a person who receives unexpected money. Without the consciousness of wealth, they may cling to it, fearing it will run out. They may waste it, believing they do not deserve it. They may even sabotage themselves, allowing guilt or fear to push it away. Yet another person, with a deep conviction of abundance, will use that same money wisely, invest it boldly, circulate it joyfully, and multiply it. The difference is not in the sum received but in the consciousness held. Wealth consciousness transforms even small beginnings into great results. A person with a wealthy mind can take a single idea and turn it into a river of income. Another, without that consciousness, may squander millions. The soil of consciousness determines the harvest, not the size of the seed. That is why the daily declaration, "I am wealthy," is so powerful. It keeps the soil fertile, ready for every opportunity. Do not wait for the perfect time to claim wealth in consciousness. The time is always now. The habit of postponement is the language of lack. People say, "One day, when I get a raise, then I will feel abundant," or "One day, when my debts are gone, then I will believe." But that "one day" never comes, for consciousness always precedes the event. Begin now with whatever is in your hand, with whatever is in your pocket, and speak wealth into it. A small purse can multiply when blessed, while a large purse can shrink when cursed. Wealth in consciousness produces confidence. It removes the stench of desperation that pushes opportunities away. It gives you the calm assurance that money is not your master but your servant. It reminds you that doors of supply are infinite and cannot be shut against you. This confidence makes you magnetic. People trust you, opportunities flow to you, money seeks you, because wealth in consciousness has gone ahead of you to prepare the way. Let me remind you, true wealth is not only money, though money is included. Wealth is ideas, wealth is health, wealth is time, wealth is peace, wealth is opportunities that others miss. Wealth is being at the right place at the right time with the right people. And yet, money will always come where consciousness of wealth is firmly established, for money is simply one channel among many that expresses abundance. The more you affirm wealth within, the more your outer life will organize itself to match. Bills will be paid in unexpected ways, work will open, helpers will appear, ideas will flow. You will notice a divine timing in all things. This is not magic, it is law. The law is simple: what you hold in consciousness must manifest. Just as a farmer who plants seeds of corn cannot reap wheat, so one who plants wealth consciousness cannot reap poverty. Let your words be consistent. Do not say, "I am wealthy" today and "I am broke" tomorrow. A double-minded tongue cancels the seed before it can grow. Water the seed with gratitude. Each day, give thanks for wealth even before you see it. Gratitude is the sunshine that accelerates the growth of your spoken word. Say, "I give thanks for my wealth seen and unseen. I give thanks for the doors that open before me. I give thanks for the money flowing to me now." Gratitude proves faith, and faith proves consciousness. Soon, the inner becomes outer. What was once only a declaration becomes an experience. You find yourself living the very words you spoke. You pay off debts with ease. You give generously without fear. You attract business, opportunities, investments, and solutions. You live in harmony with wealth, and when others ask your secret, you can tell them without hesitation. Wealth begins in consciousness. Never forget this truth. Do not look outside yourself for the source of money. Jobs, clients, markets, and circumstances are only channels. The source is within, and the source is infinite. When you align your consciousness with that infinite supply, you will never fear lack again. You will know that no matter what door closes, another will open. No matter what resource dries up, another stream will flow. The outer world shifts and changes, but the inner truth remains. Wealth begins in consciousness, and once you have it, nothing and no one can take it from you. So guard your mind, guard your words, guard your heart. Let no seed of poverty take root. Let no phrase of lack pass your lips. Speak only life, only abundance, only wealth. Live today as the wealthy being you truly are. Walk with the assurance that infinite money doors are already open before you, waiting for you to step through them. Say it once more, with power: "I am wealthy." Let it echo in your heart. Let it carve itself in your mind. Let it shape the atmosphere around you. Wealth begins in consciousness, and because you have claimed it, you have already begun to walk in it. Money responds to command. This simple truth is overlooked by many, yet it is one of the greatest laws of prosperity. Most people spend their lives serving money, chasing it, fearing it, or bowing before it, never realizing that money was designed to serve them. It is not the master, but the servant. It is not the ruler, but the instrument. Like any servant, it waits to hear clear instructions. When those instructions are given with faith, confidence, and authority, money moves. It finds you, it flows to you, it multiplies for you. But when there is no command, or worse, when the commands are confused and contradictory, money grows silent, stagnant, and still. Think about it: every invention, every great business, Every fortune ever built came from someone daring to command money instead of chasing it. They spoke with authority, they believed in their vision, they saw money as a tool that must answer their call. Those who stand trembling, begging for money to come, find themselves continually lacking. But those who stand with clarity, declaring their wealth, giving money a role and a purpose, see it arrive in perfect timing and perfect ways. Money does not resist you, it does not play favorites, it does not ask whether you were born rich or poor, educated or uneducated. It simply asks what is your command. For the one who says, I am always broke, money obeys and vanishes. For the one who says, I never have enough, money follows that command and stays scarce. But for the one who boldly declares, I am wealthy, I live in abundance, money flows to me easily and continuously. The energy of supply begins to move. Opportunities arise, channels open, new doors appear. Money is energy. It vibrates, it flows, it circulates, and energy follows instruction. Just as water takes the shape of the vessel it enters, money takes the shape of the words you speak. Speak lack and money obeys by avoiding you. Speak wealth and money hastens to obey by finding you. This is not fantasy, it is the law of life. The universe itself was spoken into being. Words carry the power of creation, and money, being part of creation, responds to words of command. If you see money as a tyrant, it will oppress you. If you see it as scarce, it will hide from you. But if you see it as a faithful servant, eager to fulfill your desires, it will leap to serve. You do not have to beg money. You do not have to plead for it. You have to command it. And command comes not from arrogance but from knowing who you are. You are not a pauper, scrambling for scraps. You are not a victim, bound by the economy or the opinions of others. You are connected to the infinite supply of the universe. And because of this, you have the right to speak with authority. Imagine a king in his palace. Would he beg his servants to bring food or open doors? No, he commands and it is done. In the same way you are meant to speak to money with authority, as a king or queen over your own life. Say, money, you are my servant, you come to me now. You circulate in my life with ease. You expand my vision, you meet my needs, you bless others through me. Speak these words not as empty phrases but as declarations of truth, and you will begin to see evidence of their power. Many will say, but I tried affirmations and they didn't work. The truth is, words without belief are like seeds thrown on stone, they cannot take root. The command must be spoken with faith. Faith is not hoping or wishing. Faith is knowing. Faith is the inner assurance that what you declare is already true, already done, already manifest in the unseen, waiting only to appear in form. When you speak with that conviction, your words are alive with power, and money must respond. Think of the farmer. He does not plant one day and dig up the seed the next to check if it is growing. He trusts the process. He commands the soil by sowing, and then he waits in faith for the harvest. In the same way, when you command money, you must not cancel your words with doubt or fear. Do not say, I am wealthy, in the morning and then complain about lack in the afternoon. Do not affirm abundance at night and then worry about bills in the morning. Such double-mindedness locks the door. Speak once, believe and hold fast. Let your words stand until the evidence appears. Money responds not only to words but to emotion. When you speak with joy, gratitude, and excitement, you multiply the energy of your command. Gratitude is a magnet. The more thankful you are for the money you have, no matter how little, the more money flows in to multiply it. Say, thank you for this money, thank you for this provision, thank you for the wealth that is on its way. Gratitude keeps the channels open and prevents your words from falling to the ground. Now, some will ask, isn't this selfish? Isn't commanding money greedy? But money in itself is not evil. It is a tool, and like any tool, its value depends on how it is used. A hammer can build a house or destroy one. Fire can warm a home or burn it down. Money can bless or curse depending on the heart that commands it. When you command money with the intent to bless, to give, to circulate, to uplift others, the universe rushes to support you. For the universe thrives on circulation, not stagnation. Money is meant to move, to flow, to bless many lives. If you command it only to hoard, it will slip from your grasp. But if you command it to circulate with wisdom and generosity, it will multiply endlessly. Money responds to clarity. If you speak vaguely, you will receive vague results. If you say, I want more money, and then find a single coin on the street, that is technically more money, but not the command you intended. Be specific. Give your money a job. Speak clearly. I command money to come for the payment of this bill. I command money to flow for this investment. I command money to arrive for this home, this business, this opportunity. As you do, you will see how precise money can be in responding. Your spoken word is like a law passed in a courtroom. Once spoken with authority, it sets things in motion. Angels of provision, channels of supply, people, opportunities, ideas, all begin moving to fulfill the command. You may not see how at first, but the results will come. Sometimes they arrive in ways you never expected. A closed door suddenly opens. A person remembers you and offers help. An idea flashes in your mind that creates income. Do not limit the how. Simply know that the what has been decreed, and the universe is faithful to fulfill it. There is no shortage of money in this world. There is no lack in the infinite supply. The only lack is in command. Billions sit in banks, millions circulate daily, and yet many live in want because they have never spoken with authority to claim their portion. Money is like electricity. It does not come of its own accord, but it is everywhere, waiting for a channel. Speak the switch, and it flows. Leave it unspoken, and it lies dormant. So today, stand tall. See yourself not as a beggar, but as a commander. Open your mouth with clarity and faith. Tell money what you expect of it. Tell it how to serve your purpose. Tell it to multiply, to circulate, to bless. Refuse to speak lack. Refuse to contradict your words with doubt. Know that your command has been heard, and act in alignment with it. Walk as though it is already done. Give as though you already have abundance. Make decisions as though the supply is already flowing. Soon the evidence will appear. First in small ways, an unexpected gift, a sudden discount, a surprising opportunity. Then in larger ways, business growth, financial breakthroughs, open doors. Each manifestation is proof that money has obeyed. Each one is a reminder of the law money responds to command. And as you live in this truth, you will never again fear money, nor chase it, nor feel enslaved by it. You will know that it is your servant, not your master. And with every word you speak, you hold the key to open infinite money doors. Consistency creates manifestation. It is not the single thought or the fleeting declaration that moves mountains, but the steady, unwavering repetition of truth until the invisible becomes visible. Too many souls believe that one prayer, one affirmation, one hopeful word is enough to rewrite years of doubt, fear, and limiting belief. But the truth is, the universe responds not merely to what you say once, but to what you continue to say day after day, until it becomes the vibration of your very being. When you say, I am wealthy. Once you plant a seed. But a seed without watering, without sunlight, without care, cannot grow into the great oak tree of prosperity. It is the daily watering of that seed through consistent words, through consistent vision, and through consistent faith that brings it to life. Each time you repeat the truth, you are strengthening its roots, deepening its foundation, and hastening the day when it breaks through the soil of the unseen into the harvest of reality. The mind has been trained to expect lack, to fear loss, and to anticipate failure. Many have spoken words of worried. I can't afford it. Money slips through my hands. It's too difficult. These words have been spoken with such consistency that they have become strongholds, fortresses built out of thought and sound. To dismantle those walls, it requires a consistent, relentless practice of new words, words that replace the old record, words that rewrite the script. Each time you declare, I am wealthy, you are hammering down the old bricks of limitation and building new walls of abundance. Consistency is the bridge between intention and manifestation. It is not enough to have a burst of inspiration, a spark of faith, or a single moment of clarity. Inspiration without consistency fades. A spark without tending dies out. Clarity without repeated action becomes clouded again. But when you choose to speak wealth daily, to affirm abundance hourly, to expect prosperity constantly, you create a rhythm that the universe cannot ignore. The invisible begins to bend, rearrange, and align itself with the steady vibration you hold. Think of the waves of the ocean. One wave may strike against a rock and leave it unchanged, but the constant rhythm of the waves, day after day, year after year, wears the rock down until it is reshaped. So it is with your words. A single declaration may not appear to shift much in the moment, but the consistent declaration reshapes your inner world, your outer circumstances, and even the people and opportunities that flow toward you. Many begin the journey of speaking abundance but stop too soon. They say, I tried it for a week, but nothing happened. They do not realize that they are not planting herbs, which sprout quickly, but mighty trees, which take time to push roots deep into the earth. Consistency is the key that keeps you patient, keeps you expectant, and keeps you aligned until the harvest comes. If you stop, you uproot the seed. If you doubt, you delay the growth. But if you continue without wavering, the manifestation is inevitable. Consistency also rewires your subconscious mind. Your conscious mind may speak the words, but it is the subconscious, the deep soil of your being, that accepts them and brings them forth into experience. The subconscious does not change overnight. It accepts what it hears repeatedly. Just as a child learns language by hearing the same sounds again and again, your subconscious learns wealth by hearing, I am wealthy, again and again. Each repetition carves the truth deeper into your inner being until it becomes automatic, natural, and unquestionable. At first, when you say, I am wealthy, you may feel resistance. Old beliefs may rise up and whisper, no, you're not. Look at your bank account. Look at your debts. Look at your struggles. But if you stop because of that resistance, you strengthen the old belief. If instead you persist, saying, I am wealthy, with even more conviction, you begin to silence the inner critic. Over time, the voice of doubt grows weaker, and the voice of truth grows stronger, until one day there is no resistance left. Only faith, only knowing, only certainty. This is the power of consistency. It transforms shaky faith into solid rock. It takes words that once felt like empty affirmations and turns them into declarations that carry power. A king does not speak a command once and then doubt it. He repeats it until his servants carry it out. So must you repeat your command, until the invisible servants of the universe carry it into manifestation. Consistency creates energy. Each declaration is like adding fuel to the fire. One spark may flicker, but constant fuel turns it into a blazing flame. Every time you affirm, every time you visualize, every time you act in alignment with your words, you are stoking the fire of manifestation. That fire grows, and soon its warmth is felt not only by you, but by everyone around you. People sense it. Opportunities are drawn to it. Money itself flows toward it, because it is magnetized by the heat of your consistent vibration. There will be times when you do not see immediate evidence, and the temptation to quit will arise, but consistency is the proof of belief. To persist even when the outer world shows nothing is the highest form of faith. It is saying, I know my words are seeds, and I refuse to dig them up. I know my vision is real, and I refuse to let it go. I know wealth is mine, and I refuse to stop declaring it. That refusal to quit is the secret to manifestation. Consider the farmer. He plants in spring, waters faithfully, tends to the soil, and waits patiently. He does not dig up the seeds to check if they are growing. He knows they are. He trusts the process. His consistency in watering and tending and waiting ensures his harvest. So it is with your words. Each time you speak, I am wealthy, you water your crop. Each time you visualize abundance, you tend to your soil. Each time you act in faith, you pull up the weeds of doubt. And soon the harvest is not just a possibility. It is a guarantee. Consistency builds momentum. At first, it may feel small, like pushing a heavy wheel that barely moves. But each push adds force, each declaration adds power. Each act of faith adds weight. Soon, the wheel begins to turn more easily, faster, stronger, until it rolls on its own. What once felt difficult now feels natural. What once required effort now flows with ease. Wealth begins to show up everywhere, not because you forced it, but because you built momentum through consistency. Let your consistency be joyful, not burdensome. Speak your words with excitement, with gratitude, with expectation. Do not make them a chore, but a celebration. Each time you say, I am wealthy, smile as if the money has already arrived. Feel the joy of giving freely, the relief of bills paid, the delight of dreams fulfilled. This joyful consistency multiplies your power, for gratitude is the magnet of miracles. There will be days when your outer world challenges your inner declaration. A bill may come unexpectedly, an expense may arise, or a delay may test your patience. In those moments, consistency becomes your shield. Do not surrender your words to fear. Speak them louder, with more certainty. I am wealthy. Refuse to be moved by appearances, for appearances are temporary shadows. The truth is eternal. Your words are eternal. Your wealth is eternal. Consistency holds you steady until the shadow passes and the light reveals what you already knew: you are wealthy. The universe loves persistence. It rewards those who stand firm. Consistency proves that you are serious, that you are committed, that you are aligned. When you waver, you send mixed signals, and the universe waits. When you persist, you send a clear signal, and the universe responds. The doors begin to open. The opportunities begin to arrive. The money begins to flow. Consistency is love in action. Love for your vision, love for your future, love for the truth of who you are. It is saying, I refuse to abandon myself. I refuse to abandon my dream. I refuse to abandon the truth. This steadfast love creates miracles. So never underestimate the quiet power of daily words. They may seem small, but they are mighty. They may seem repetitive, but they are creating a rhythm that calls abundance to you, like a drumbeat calling dancers to the floor. Each beat, each word, each declaration is drawing money, drawing opportunities, drawing blessings closer and closer. Keep speaking, keep believing, keep expecting. Let your consistency be unshakable. For in the end, it is not the one-time burst of faith that manifests, but the steady flame that never goes out. Consistency creates manifestation, and those who dare to be consistent will see doors open that others thought impossible. Rivers flow where others saw only desert, and wealth appear where others declared there was none. Speak it today, speak it tomorrow. Speak it until the very air around you vibrates with your declaration. Say it until your heart sings it, until your mind believes it, until your world reflects it. Say it until money itself cannot resist your call. Say it until every door is open. Consistency creates manifestation. And with it, there is nothing you cannot bring forth, no wealth you cannot attract, no dream you cannot live. For the one who is consistent holds the master key to every money door, and with that key, all of life wide.